how much does it cost? How much will it cost you to have the outcome that you truly want? When you're going on your surgery journey, it is not time for bargain shopping. But I know it's hard because you can't just call and get a price. And as a matter of fact, if you call and they give you a price right away on the phone, red flag, they are not the one. So, you've done everything right. You've researched your procedure, you've researched your surgeon, you've chosen between a cosmetic surgeon and a board certified plastic surgeon. And if you haven't seen that episode, stop this and go back to that because it's very important to know the difference between the two. Because it's all going to come down to now, how much does it cost? How much will it cost you to have the outcome that you truly want? When you're going on your surgery journey, it is not time for bargain shopping. But I know it's hard because you can't just call and get a price. And as a matter of fact, if you call and they give you a price right away on the phone, red flag. They are not the one. Today, we're going to talk about how much it costs to have plastic surgery on the most popular procedures. Hello, my name is Laura Alexis, and I'm the CEO and founder of Make It Pop, the first ever 360 recovery system that utilizes mental health, genetic testing, and nutrition to make sure that men and women are having the best experience on their surgery journey. And today we're going to talk about a subject that we get asked about all the time. How much does it cost? Well, one thing that you really need to make sure that you decide before you go looking into cost is whether you're going to use a cosmetic surgeon or a board certified plastic surgeon. If you're going for a mommy makeover or a super invasive surgery, we highly recommend a board certified plastic surgeon. We talked all about it in that episode. So make sure that if you haven't watched cosmetic surgeons versus plastic surgeons, that you stop this and go watch that. Also, if you know anyone on their surgery journey, please forward them to our page. Like, subscribe, share, comment. This is the way that the algorithm and that the people out there searching for surgery will be able to find us. And I can promise you, you will do your due diligence of making sure that we have a safer community just by hitting like, just by hitting share, just by hitting subscribe. Now, let's get into it. First, you need to make sure that you are deciding the correct procedure. So sometimes when people want to have a flat stomach and they want to lose weight, they're torn between like a tummy tuck and liposuction. Now, the thing about it is if you get too much liposuction, you're going to have more skin. So eventually you're going to need a tummy tuck. So I would suggest that if you are overweight and already experiencing loose skin, even if you're not overweight, you're going to want to make sure that you budget a tummy tuck. It also depends on where are you going? So if you're from a small town in Tennessee, it's going to cost you more money, your plastic surgery, than going to a larger hub. You also might get someone that's not as experienced. On the other hand, you can get someone who's super experienced very close to you, but it's also going to cost you more because they don't have as much volume because it's not as popular in that area. So one suggestion that I have is going to major hubs like Beverly Hills, California, Houston, Texas, and Miami, Florida. Here, you'll be able to find the experience and a wide range of prices that you can choose from. So once you figure out your area, you're going to see a lot of different options, and you're going to want to have several different consultations. Next week, you can join us. We're going to be talking about what questions you should be asking at those consultations. But before you even go, it's a really good idea to have some kind of budget. Now, one of the things that people typically like to do with surgery is they try to finance it. The problem with financing it is that companies like Care Credit, they have very high interest rates. So better you save and make a plan or use customized financing. We actually offer customized overflow financing at Make It Pop. So if you have questions about that, visit www.makeitpopusa.com and we'll be more than happy to help you. But these are things that you have to think of because it's not just the surgery that you have to pay for. You have to pay for your recovery. Are you going to be in a recovery house? Are you going to have a recovery nurse? Are you going to need an Airbnb? Are you going to get a hotel? What about the food? You can't just order from DoorDash. You have to have specific food for healing. All of this is a part of your planning, and all of this is going to cost money. Therefore, it's really smart to have a budget. So before we get in how much procedures typically cost, let me give you the round number of what recovery typically costs. Recovery typically will cost you anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. So no matter what, you want to make sure that you have that just for your recovery, and that one's for free. Now, let's talk about the most popular procedure, the BBL. or fat transfer to the buttocks. A BBL fat transfer to the buttocks can range anywhere from $5,000 to $12,000, and even in the major hubs. And if you're going to the major hubs, you definitely want to look for the $9,000 to $12,000 range, because anything below that, you're typically looking at a cosmetic surgeon. Now, if it's below that, but if it's attached to a board certified plastic surgeon, then you're safe, but you want to make sure you ask these questions in the consultation. All right, are you a cosmetic surgeon? Are you a board certified plastic surgeon? If you're a plastic surgeon who's pending board certification, who's going to be overseeing my surgery? Are they board certified? This is all going to affect the cost, but you want to budget anywhere from $8,000, $9,000 to $12,000 in the major hubs. Outside of the major hubs, the good providers are charging anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. So as you can see, ladies, this is not monopoly money. You want to make sure you have a plan. Next up, let's talk about tummy tucks. Now, I personally had a tummy tuck, and even though I had it overseas, which we will be talking about in 2 weeks about the difference between having surgery in the United States and overseas, things to look for. I'll even hopefully have a special guest that will share some insider scoop tips with us. She is a mastermind at overseas medical tourism. But when it comes to tummy tucks, you don't want to look for anything under $10,000. If they are offering anything under $8,000 to $10,000 for a tummy tuck, you run. It's at least $10,000 for a good tummy tuck from an amazing surgeon that's going to do the best job. And when I say the best job, we're definitely talking about the scar. A tummy tuck is going to be a scar from hip to hip, but if you have a great surgeon, then it's going to be a very small, minimal scar that you'll vaguely be able to see. And that's super important because we have women that love the way their body looks, but they hate their scar. And the scar can make you feel really insecure. So when you're looking at a budget for a tummy tuck, anywhere from 8 to 10, red flag. Anything from 10.5 to 15, you're looking good. 20,000 to 40,000, that means that you're going to a very popular expert. But the thing about this is that you are going to be rest assured, there is not going to be a scar. You're going to get the VIP treatment before and after, and most likely it's going to be something that you will not regret spending. But there are surgeons out there in the Beverly Hills area that are charging $40,000 and not doing $40,000 worth of work. So it's really important that you talk to a consultant, someone that is really experienced in all the different surgeons, what they offer in their pricing. In our last episode, we talked about Mavi Rodriguez at the Big Butts No Lies podcast, and we still stand by that being the best plastic surgery consultant for the US in the industry. Now, the very last surgery that we're going to talk about is the breast augmentations. Breast augmentations should cost anywhere from $3,500 to $8,000. And that depends on where you're going, and also depends on if you do a fat transfer or if you use an implant. Now, you're going to want to do research on all of this because the after effects of a fat transfer and implants are completely different, but the range stays the same. And a bonus, if you know anyone who's looking at major weight loss or skin removal, typically those are going to run above $25,000. And it's worth every penny. It's a lot of work. We actually know someone who got 47 pounds of skin removed, and their surgery was $25,000. There's others that go to one particular surgeon out in Washington. Give us a shout if you want to know exactly who it is. We'll send it to you privately. Send us an email at hello@makeitpopusa.com. Question, who's that doctor? We can actually suggest some amazing doctors to you from our experience of working with over 100 women. But that surgeon actually charges $30,000 minimum, but they call him the Picasso of skin removal and body lifts. I hope this helped you. It's super important when you're going on your surgery journey to know how much it costs so that you can know ahead of time that if you need to plan for a year, 2, 3 years, it's totally worth it. Planning correct and having surgery the right way gives you the best results.